Hi, welcome back to the channel, TrainStation 2. Alright, I'm going to give you a progress update for the delivery challenge, which I managed to lead at the current juncture. And please do update your app because there are really a lot of changes in terms of preparing for the upcoming event, the Global Logistics Challenge. So I'm looking forward to that, and I think I mentioned to you in the previous video, I'm going for Commonwealth, as we're currently in Canada, so there's a good representation. And I also know that quite a fair bit of the people in the forum is going to choose Commonwealth as well. So if you want, can join together, so we all work in the Commonwealth. Alright, so now back to this delivery challenge mini event. It's going to end by the time I do this video, probably less than a day. It has been quite a long journey in this mini event, but nonetheless, as I said, I'm really happy. The fact that the competitors is not as aggressive, except for one, which always try to come really close. There's time whereby he actually overtaken me and be the first, but lucky, I've been working really hard again, managed to claim back that first position. So at the same time, I've been trying to increase the warehouse spacing by increasing the population, which is something that I really wanted to do. Collecting a lot of gold along the way because those are really needed. I want to fulfill the upgrading of the warehouse. That's one. Second is also want to keep on increasing the capacity of my trains. Somewhat really close to finish a full upgrade to one of the common trains. If that's the case, again, that would yield me the headquarter points, and eventually when I progress in the headquarters upgrade, I'll get more of this parts and whatnot. So that's really happy in terms of taking a breather from the really hectic that's the word, hectic competition we had in the Japanese event. Hopefully it's not as hectic as what I experienced in the Japanese event in this upcoming new event itself. This is a totally new event, not expected of the developer to be that hardworking actually. Been able to generate like Peru, Japanese, and now a logistic challenge. So this event, although it may sound new, but actually it's quite similar to one of the events I played before, whereby we actually have to choose a company, and then eventually we'll see which company goes first when reaching the objectives. So this is something somewhat the same, but probably name it differently and probably a different trains, a different interface. That's really good because I think if you keep on playing the repeated similar events, it's kind of boring. So why not? So again, in this delivery challenge, always focus on the 7 stamps rather than 2 stamps. You got to really time yourself well. I mean, if you know the trains are coming back, probably don't send your trains out first, because you know that even you send for the 2 stamp job is about half an hour. So if your train is coming back in the next 5 minutes, you can actually just collect some raw materials while waiting for the comeback in the 5 minutes time, and then you see whether actually you have that item for that 7 stamps. If you do have, then by jolly well go and do them and get it done, because can you imagine it is 7 and not 2? It's about 3.5 times. So definitely will earn you a very quick acceleration in terms of the ranking chart. So that's the focus. Do not do the 2 stamps unless you really have finished your 7 and you know there's nothing much you can do. Okay, so that's the strategy itself. And do your ship trade. It's really important to keep on collecting those blue maps which run short really fast. In this building 5 building technique itself, although you've been having this upgrade request, try not to spend too many of your blue maps, otherwise they'll really run out really fast. Be concentrate and so-called use them prudently. Do not just anyhow spend your precious blue maps, which you can earn from events quickly, but not all events, probably a few events or throughout the whole year, just a few. Most of them you earn from your sea trade, and you know how stingy that captain is. Getting blue maps from here is really tough, and really a lot of items required. So you can see that the first place is 3 digits, while the rest of us are just double digits. So I'm going to work really hard. I've been putting focus on increasing my warehouse through the population increase by fulfilling the request. But again, with that, we may have so-called put the competition aside. So I think I'm going to focus back on the competition for a bit, because I don't think the competitor is that tough. It's just a matter of whether I want to focus on dot. So I think I'm going to focus now earning all those 7 stamps all over again. Been really working hard to increase the population, and really happy. I mean, along the way, when we increased the levels, we'll claim more keys, and that actually fulfills my requirement. I really wanted to save that 3,000 keys I mentioned before. 3,000 keys for the new region, of which spent 2,100 key container and balance of 1,000 for 5 numbers of 200 key containers. So that's how the mix I'll be using for 3,000 keys in total when I bring them over, and trying to save as many as now I could. So why do I do that? Is because I know the probability of getting good trains doesn't really differ much from 100 to 200, but you know what, if you do a 100 key container, the train that comes back is 2 numbers. Even though it's common, you have 2 commons. So it's very important when you go to a new region to have as many trains as possible, and different types, and if possible the chance of getting through the 100 key container isn't that bad after all. Who knows, you may get all your legendary and epic through that, right? So I do get mine in Canada from a lot of the 100 keys containers. So again, you can see me every time focusing a lot of those requests for population increase, and really wanted to reach that milestone of 10,000 really soon. I've seen someone who actually have what, like 60,000. So it's quite amazing. They must be really expert in playing that. But of course, on the flip side, there are people who actually commented in forum to say that doesn't mean that if you have a huge warehouse it's a sure win. There are people who actually have tiny warehouses who are also able to win in competition as well. So it's not based on just 100% of warehouse space, but a lot of logistical planning in a way. And you must know what you want to do first to the most advantageous positions. So this is something like you try to strategize. Okay, so you can see here, as I said, every time is 7 stamps first, then the 2 stamps. But if you have extra, then you can fulfill for the 2 stamps item. So here we have 3 trains that we completed. That's 7 stamps, so we got 5 extra trains. What we could do is really to do those 2 stamps when you have extras. Alright, I've collected all the coins. Seems like I couldn't really do much, but probably collect some raw materials and then see how it can help in terms of production. Alright, a very narrow win right now. I just exceeded the top spot guy by a very narrow of 2. So really, I think we're fighting neck to neck. I really need to increase the gap. Otherwise, it's just too close for comfort. And oh no, we don't have nails. So we've got to go grab some steel to start manufacturing those nails, which I will need about 10 minutes a set. So meanwhile, we're left with doing sort probably. That's sometimes you don't have a choice. Although you wish to do the nails, but you do not have the stock, then probably you need to do the other one, the 2 stamp job. So this is how it works. I mean, besides the fact that sometimes you fulfill all the 7 stamps, then you move on to your 2 stamps. But yeah, are times whereby you're wit's end, you don't know what to do because you don't have anything else. Then you got no choice but to do the 2 stamps then. But of course, if I could, I really wanted to finish all the so-called 7 stamps jobs. And probably meanwhile, what I did was just now, I tried to collect as many items as possible to do up the production, because some of the warehouse are quite empty already. So while waiting for the nails to be ready, that's what I did. Alright, so I just was coming towards the end of this video. I'm really looking forward to the new event, and I do wish you could join me in Commonwealth, the company that I'm going to choose. Okay, so wish you all the best in this mini event competitions and the upcoming competitions for the new event itself. Thank you for watching again. See you in the next video. Goodbye.